From the great abyss of the American afterlife, I watched my children progressing happily through their respective lives. Mindful of their civil liberties, I allowed them the space they needed to truly live. Though invisible, undetectable, I was always close by, a learned and experienced hand, ever ready to guide them through the labyrinth of American life. For more than a full year, they prospered without me, though uneasily, haunted by that strange 4th of July evening, rushing toward a man they knew as their father, his body, once a solid object, slowly revealing pillars and a statue of a man sitting, until he was gone, and they were left there, atop those monument steps, with nothing but a vague and warm feeling of inner comfort. Little more than 2 years later, tragedy struck. A tragedy I surely could have prevented if I had been present there on the earth. If only I was there on that cold September morning, the 11th of the month, year of our Lord of Vengeance, 2001. At 8:46 and 46 seconds, my only son was taken from the world when a plane edged nose first through his office's tinted windows. In an act of perfect balance, my daughter rushed to enlist later that same afternoon. If there was going to be retaliation for her brother's death, she would be the hand, the fist, the boot up the ass. 1 year and 6 months later, her dream ended too. All her dreams. In a hail of friendly fire outside of Baghdad airport, her organic body was damaged beyond human ability to repair. It was after these deaths that I realized for the first time that I was not actually dead. Something different, more or less, than a simple death had occurred to me, for never was I greeted by either of my dead children. I waited patiently for them to find me here in this plane I occupy, but nothing ever came. No one. It taught me not only about the singularity of my existence, but showed me how alone I truly was in my position, my vantage point to see what was happening to my America. My 2 children were now dead, gone, and never to return. Nothing was left of my old existence but a lonely woman who was never my wife in the first place, but had become so in the second. There was nothing but this mistaken echo in her head to mark that once I walked this earth. I had become only the vague shadow of an existence forgotten. For years, or was it instants, I stood still, watching. And recently, finally, I've made a decision. Changes will be made. Too much has been lost. In my absence, my country and my family have been stolen. 1 child killed by terrorists on American soil, the other killed by Americans on terrorist soil. And so I have come. I am here, in whatever forms I can muster, returned to avenge them all.